You want to see here first, actually?
Sure.
You should start.
Hello, hi.
Hi.
Hey,
Hi.
Thank you for agreeing to this interview.
No problem.
We try to make it as short as possible. And if any of the questions you don't have an answer to, it's fine.
Okay.
Just to start off with, right? Would it be possible for you to describe the general organizational structure of your company? So, like, in other words, like the hierarchy, the business components.
We are a SME company, so about maybe 60 plus internal staff. And in terms of like the customers that we deal with, it is like restaurants, hotels, and that's about maybe 3,000 to 4,000 customers. Yeah.
Ooh, awesome. Okay. Our So how are the different business components, such as like food services, ex properties, the grocers, organized to work together efficiently?
So Xing is the parent company, the overall holding company. Then the rest, the downstream ones are the main one actually is food services, which was in a way the start lah, which is the main food distribution business. Then being a food distribution business, there needs to be supporting services. So that's where logistics started, which was the fleet management, the warehouse management, and then X Properties is the one that where we house all our business units, which means they own the physical property.
So would there be like weekly meetings or like communication platforms between these?
Actually, in a way, everyone's actually just under food services, but then we are tasked to do other things for the other subsidiaries as well. Yeah.
Oh.
So there's no dedicated headcount under the other business units. It's all actually under food services.
Oh. Okay, understand. Has Xing adopted any new technologies aimed at improving internal systems and employee quality of life?
We use like Zendesk, which is a ticketing system, but it's more for our customers. We improve their. Sorry, hold on one moment.
Okay. Why slow? I think your issue is quite interesting. What thing? Everyone is under food service. Wait, I thought they legit operate like separately. And do different things. I mean, they got say on okay, but like, I thought like they will still like do their own thing. Like ex properties like do things other than do under food.
So I got some renovation going on, so
okay.
I need to drop off once in a while. Okay, sorry, continue.
Yeah. So the question was, has Xing adopted any new technologies aimed to improve like the internal systems of?
Yeah. So the most recent one in the past 1 year, I think, was adoption of Zendesk. I think you're familiar with Zendesk, HubSpot. Those are like CRM and ticketing systems. So that's one of the recent things that we have deployed. And moving forward, I think this year another big change would be our e-commerce platform. So the one that you see currently, it is actually quite a basic e-commerce system. The one that we are going to launch, it has more features and functions lah. Yeah, and it's suited for our growth because the current system cannot like the number of SKUs we have is growing very fast lah. So when the batch updates and the batch jobs are being run, right, it's not able to keep up with the growth of our SKU list.
Yeah. Sorry, for the Zendesk one, right? The ticketing system thing. How long ago was the implementation?
I think about 1.5 years ago.
So has it been like successful? Or like
Yes. Successfully implemented already.
I see. Okay. How does X-Inc balance long-term growth versus short-term profit when it comes to making business decisions?
I think we have to look at the cost of deployment. So if let's say the project costs 400,000, then I think there's a lot more consideration put into it. So things like whether there's government grant, whether there is whether it's like a revenue driving initiative lah. So if it drives sales, then why not? Yeah. In terms of long or short term, usually when we deploy things now, we tend to take a longer term perspective because the software needs to be able to be integrate with our existing systems. Sorry, hold on now. Sorry, one moment.
You can ask like, how much do they invest in R&D?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. So you were saying about how your software needs to integrate with your current systems.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So it needs to be, there must be integration with our ERP system, Dynamics 365, so that it, in a way, is seamless lah. Yeah.
I see. Okay. Also, you mentioned in the document that you sent over that change management is critical for the smooth transition and adoption of new systems and technologies. Can you run us through like a specific example of an implementation and how like the change management procedures are taken?
Okay, so in the past when we had our delivery fleet, then it used to be managed by our logistics director, meaning the route planning, the allocation of drivers, the sequencing is all done by him manually. So in a way, the company needed him around and his role was quite crucial lah. But eventually we went with a fleet management system called Xylem. So in a way that process in a way actually eliminated his brain lah, yeah, from our delivery process.
So is he like unemployed now?
In a way, he was made redundant lah during that process.
Well, was that an issue that you're addressed, or was he like laid off?
Well, I'm not too sure the exact reason. Yeah, but that one I'm not too sure. Need to check the HR.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what change management measures did you all take?
I guess it was for the other managers to understand because he's not very receptive to technology. But then for the rest, we had to teach them. So downstream from the customer service team, we explain to them what the benefits of the system. So one of it is the tracking process. In the past, if they wanted to know where an order was or what time the delivery was going to be done, they had to call the logistics director. Then he need to manually call the driver and then give an ETA. But now through the fleet management system, they can just check the ETA based on the app. Yeah.
Oh.
So everyone, in a way, we taught everyone the benefits of the system and how it can improve our productivity.
I see. So you mentioned about the manager being unreceptive to like the technology, right? Is it?
The director, not the manager. The director.
So that being said, are there any occasions where like there was like internal resistance against a new implementation of a digital solution?
I think for us, no, because the team has, in a way, witnessed quite a lot of transitions. So they are open, they know the benefits of digitalization. So not a lot of resistance. Generally, it's like a top-down approach. Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Then with X Inc.'s rapid growth, do you think that there will be a time where it will suffer bureaucratic bottlenecks and inflexibility, which could cause more resistance to change?
I think it's normal. Yeah, so in terms of bottlenecks, now we are taking like a digital first approach. So a lot of things we do not really rely on people heavily. It's more the reliance more on the systems. So when people can come and go but there'll be a proper procedure lah. Yeah.
I see. Okay. Okay, wait. My teammate will take over for the next part of the questions.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so for our next section, we will ask about like X Inc.'s competition environment and like the industry. So from our site visit, we were talking to your colleague and we learned that a few of X Inc.'s biggest strengths are the amount of space available for its storage and operations and how you all maximize the space and how you all integrate automation into your storage solutions. So in your opinion, what do you think, other than the ones that we already mentioned, what are your greatest strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats in your industry now?
I think cost is still a very big consideration. So, like for example, now the cost of delivery has significantly went up. So factors like manpower costs, the increasing cost of the COE to hold a truck license, yeah, all those have went up, and as well as like the cost of utilities. So now storing goods in having like a cold chain delivery fleet, it is very expensive lah. Yeah. So that's one very big factor that would be like a significant pressure on a company. So what can be done would be, like for us, we're looking at consolidation services. So we help to consolidate the orders from the different suppliers and then we send it to the customer. Because we are already making the trip down to the customer. Why not just consolidate for the rest of our peers? Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what do you see as some potential opportunities and threats in the terms of digital transformation and like technological implementations?
You mean threats to the people or
the business kind of?
The business, I guess it would be, for example, there are e-suppliers out there, which means they are like an app-based supplier. And they employ a lot of like digital tools, even more than us. They have like an e-sales team as well. So everything is fully outsourced. I'm pretty sure they use some form of AI chatbot to handle customer inquiries as well. So I think because of that, their operating costs is significantly lower. There's also, because it's in a way an end-to-end tech solution, there's like proper follow-ups with the customers, and the customers are in a way serviced. They can use the app to order on a public holiday and get the order delivered maybe in 2 days' time. Whereas for us, if it's a public holiday, then there won't be any staff around to take orders. Yeah. So I think that could be a threat. Yeah.
Okay, so how do you plan to adapt or adopt these technologies such as like AI chatbots to like lower your cost of operations and all that as well?
Yes, we are exploring already.
Okay. So from the previous interview, you mentioned how y'all are currently leveraging new marketplaces and improving your platforms to beat out the competition. So what are some of these new marketplaces that you've expanded into, and like what are some of the upgrades that you've brought to your e-commerce platform?
So some of the upgrades would be like in order to tap onto new customer base. So for example, like B2C, so we need to customize our offerings. So because we are more B2B oriented, then a lot of our products are in bulk packages, bulk pack size. So for export companies to use our platform. Yeah.
Okay, so is it okay if you repeat that? Because I think we disconnected for like a short while.
We try to tap onto more business opportunities. So in a way, we rework our pricing strategy to attract maybe like foreigners from exporting our goods overseas. Yeah, so our system is able to handle those type of customers as well. So it's not just people ordering in Singapore, but we also can bring the goods overseas as well. Yeah.
Okay, so regarding your business competition situation, what would you say are some companies that you consider to be your main business competitors, or if there are any?
Don't really have. I mean, I have an idea, but I think not convenient to say now. Yeah.
So
But generally, most of the competitors are still rather traditional. It's just that one or two that are slightly ahead. Yeah.
okay, so would you say that the sector that Xing is in is currently growing at a very fast or medium or slow pace?
Because the primary business is still food distribution, it is very competitive right now. So it's also quite depends on the transient period. Also, like now, I think it's a bit the market is slowing down, so the growth is slow right now. Yeah.
Okay. So where will you place Xing on the supply chain? As in, would you consider it as more of a primary supplier, or would you say that there you have upstream partners that you also work with to bring these products to your customers?
We are very open to collaborations as a company. So generally, we don't really see people as competitors. We are open to partnering with other suppliers. Yeah. I'm not too sure if that answered the question, but
as in, would you all say that you are the generator of your services, or do you all kind of like function as a middleman in some cases?
I would say we have a good mixture, but we work directly with the brands. We do some form of importing from overseas as well. We are open to working with startups, generally we are quite open. Like we work with all sorts of business models right now. Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess a hybrid of everything, which is what makes us unique as a company.
Okay, so the last question for this section would be, can you foresee any major disruptions that will come up ahead in this industry? And how do you all plan to deal with it?
You mean technology related, right?
Yep. Actually, doesn't have to be technology related, such as more like, for example, like natural disasters kind of thing, how they will affect like food supply and all that, and how do you all plan to deal with these issues? For the plan to deal is more of a technological thing, but for the major disruptions, doesn't have to be.
I think there is a shift in terms of how people are procuring now. Recently, I think probably because of the inflation and everything, people are looking for substitutes, meaning cheaper alternatives to those major big FMCG brands that we all know. So for example, like Unilever, Nestle, those are the people that have been in the market for very long, but people are looking for substitutes now because of the cost. So cheaper substitutes, yeah.
So do you all plan to adapt to help people find and work with these substitutes or continue working with these big brands?
For us, we do not really, because we are open to working with many brands, we do not really restrict ourselves lah. So open to finding substitutes as well. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'll pass it on to the next question, the next interview.
Okay.
Ask for next section.
Yeah, thank you. So for the last section, we'd like to follow up on the previous interview questions and ask about both the currently implemented and the planned future digital transformations. So to start, can you share maybe how Xing adapted its digital operations in response to the changing business landscape and the customer needs during the recent pandemic?
Sorry, can you repeat again?
Oh yeah. So can you share how Xing adapted its digital operations in response to the changing business landscape and the customer needs during the recent pandemic?
Actually, this one I'm not too sure because I didn't join the company during the pandemic. But I guess there was a shift to look for more B2C customers because airlines, our main customers are like hotels, airlines, and restaurants, which in a way they were all affected by COVID because of maybe government regulations. So there's a shift towards the B2C segment where we looked at maybe group buys, targeting our e-commerce platform to home consumers. Yeah, home deliveries. Yeah.
Okay, so can you maybe differentiate between the digital solutions that you have implemented? Were they in response to like internal needs or were they driven by the external like demands?
I guess both lah, because in a way we need to substitute our revenue. So internally it was to find new markets like the B2C segment, and externally because of the pandemic, no choice, we need to adapt. Yeah.
Okay. Then how do you feel like the motivation behind these solutions? How did they impact the speed and the effectiveness of these implementations?
I guess for us, no choice. So we had to learn. And also then I think there were some government subsidies to let help businesses set up like e-commerce platforms and things like that. So one of our brands, I think even though we tapped on that grant, the government grant during the COVID period. Yeah.
Then will you say that the decision making like behind these digital transformations, were they generally more like top down or bottom up? So like were they from
I think more top down. Yeah.
Okay. And when we went to the site visit, we saw the ASRS and we understood that it was implemented quite recently. So maybe can you give us like some info on it? Like how did the company decide on this ASRS system? Like what was the motivation?
It was part of the building design actually. Yeah. So when we designed the building, the ASRS was part of the consideration. And also because there are manpower savings and productivity benefits. So for example, the ASRS system can operate like 24/7. We do not need to adhere to like the manpower, working hours, things like yeah. And because it is the system, in a way, the storage capacity is increased, as compared to a conventional warehouse.
Okay, thanks. So I'll pass it to my next interviewer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, hi. I'm Alan. I'll finish up the section of digital transformation. So my first question would be, as part of your integration first approach to the implementation of new technology, the first question is, does Xing actually develop any of these software solutions in-house?
No, we usually work with business partners with with proven track record. Yeah.
Okay. In that case, the development procedures of these software solutions aren't really a consideration for X Inc., right? It's just the end product.
Yeah, we work with partners to develop the solution, then we pay for the services. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I think I'll Zoom a link. The time is expiring soon. So we've like just about maybe 10 to 15 minutes worth of questions to cover. Perhaps I think one of us can email you another Zoom link so that we can
Can you
just wrap it up.
you email me, then give me about 5 minutes to settle something.
Hi, okay, in that case, okay, I'll move on. With my second question regarding X Inc.'s increasingly digitalized customer service processes, what are some specific key areas of customer service that you have focused on improving to maximize customer benefit?
You are referring to like the additional customer service we provide our customers, is it?
Yeah, I think this can also extend to any of the software solutions that end up providing a better experience for the customer.
I guess it's the way that we can deliver our messaging to the customer. So right now we actually use a lot of like EDMs through MailChimp, which I don't think it's very updated. So right now we're exploring WhatsApp marketing. And this is also because everyone's on their mobile phone. So in a way, the open rate for this type of content is a lot higher. From what I understand, it's over 90%, because now when we use MailChimp, maybe the open rate is about 40%. So the rest, most likely go to the junk box, or the customers just ignore. Yeah. So the goal is to increase customer engagement. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I see you mentioned the use of MailChimp, which I think is, and you said also it's not very updated. So in this regard of reaching out to customers, are there any like newer solutions that you're looking to explore?
For now, just WhatsApp marketing. Yeah.
Okay, WhatsApp marketing. All right. Does X Inc. Collect and utilize customer feedback to continually improve the digital experience?
Right now, because I don't really receive any customer complaints or feedback. So usually maybe it's dealt with by the customer service team directly. Yeah. But if there's feedback, we will definitely work on it to improve our product offerings. Yeah.
Perhaps I can ask, are there any IT solutions that are employed which is tasked to, okay, how do I phrase this? Is there any process currently within the company that directly relies on customer feedback?
Not so much, but I would prefer to, in a way, build our products around the customers. Right now, I think it is more, in a way, we digitalize for the sake of the company. Yeah. So most of the time it is when we have a new product or new service, it is just offered to the customer. The customer doesn't really have much say. Yeah. Because no choice. Yeah.
Okay.
So you say that your business motivations are mostly like internal decisions and not really motivated by external factors.
I would think yes, cost being a very primary consideration.
Okay.
All right. What tangible outcomes or impacts have been observed within Xing following the implementation of digital transformation initiatives? Are you able to provide us with some specifics as to how maybe the customer or the employee experience has improved following digital transformation?
I think the main benefits would be for our internal team. When we digitalize, there's proper tracking of information and data. So there's like accountability and in a way it helps us to build business decisions. So like for example, the data from our sales, data from the customer purchasing habits, things like that.
Is there any effects, for example, on the customer side, such as like customer waiting times, any kind of like streamline in that area?
So when we use Zendesk, we actually centralize our email ordering. So previously it was a salesperson or a customer service have their own like personalized email. But now everything goes to like orders at foodservices.com. So we centralize the ordering process. It makes it easier for the customer because the salesperson might leave the company and the email account might not be valid anymore. So putting the orders through the main ordering email, there is in a way continuity and the customer will be able to expect some form of service. Yeah. Because sometimes our staff will take leave or they take off, then there is no follow-up. Then the customer will have to wait for the next day for the person to come back to service them.
Okay. Thank you. I'll now pass it over for the last section. Last few questions.
Hi, I'm Javier, and then I'll mainly be asking you more about the future digital transformations of Xing, of food services. Yeah. All right. So as far as I understand, y'all haven't integrated AI and machine learning and blockchain applications right yet. Yeah.
We have in indirect processes. So for example, like AI, we use it to generate sales leads. Yeah. And then for blockchain, we use it for product tracking, like equipment servicing tracking. Yeah.
Right. Is there like more future plan innovations regarding the use of these kind of systems? Like they are like in development stage or like some ideas that you all have like maybe generated or something?
I think for AI, it is if we can, in a way, make our sales team AI powered, then it'll be good. There's cost savings and a lot of times, a lot of the questions asked are like repetitive or someone has already answered it before. So you can have the database, then it helps to like reply the customer faster through AI bots.
So it's kind of like a frequently asked questions, like then if the customer asks the same thing again, can just...
All right, so we need to build up the database, to train the bot.
Is there like any other examples that like you might have that you want to share with us, or?
AI related, it is...
Or like
machine learning wise, it would be the B2B sales lead generating that we are employing now.
Okay.
So like what the bot does is that it will look up the customer's LinkedIn profile and then look at maybe the size of the restaurant and then similar, in a way, find like success. It just based the logic off like as is a very similar type of profile. Yeah.
Okay. So regarding this, what are some of like concepts and goals behind the planning of these technologies? What's the ideas that they are like driving you all towards use of this AI and machine learning?
I would guess is the productivity, the time savings. Yeah, mainly those two lah. The time savings and us not needing more additional manpower. So for example, at the email sales prospecting, I don't really need to hire like a sales team. I can just do it myself at a click of a button. Yeah.
So will you say that this kind of gives you a competitive advantage to your other competitors as well? Because like maybe are you all like ahead in the business in terms of using this kind of AI technology?
I can't really tell now. I think now might be a bit too premature because we are still in a way in the midst of setting up. Yeah, but most likely we will pilot test it in the next 2 weeks. Yeah. So for now, I don't really have an answer whether it's that effective or not.
All right. So since like there's such use of AI, a really big concern nowadays is like responsible AI usage. So is there like a plan that you all are following to have a proper AI governance?
As of now, no. But in the future, yes, I think there are plans to develop that.
Maybe still early stages lah now.
Or now a bit too premature because if this one fails, then we will see how long. Yeah.
Then yeah. Okay. So actually you mentioned in one of the replies that you gave in our previous set of questions lah, you mentioned that we asked you what was the final goal and final like driving what are y'all working towards in terms of digitalization, right? And then one of the replies the replies that you gave was like y'all are looking towards having a full end-to-end full digitalization of the business. So like actually I don't really understand like what will a full end-to-end digitalization for X-Ink entail? Like what will be the how will you all envision your systems to operate, and what other additional digital transformations are y'all like aiming towards?
Okay. So the first one will be that all the systems need to be integrated, all linked back to our ERP system. So in a way, the ERP is a single source of truth. There's no like duplicate of data. There's no need to manually input data from another platform back into our ERP system. And the next one would be that the people will just need to, rely on the software or the product. So for example, if today I got a new delivery driver, if I just throw him into the truck, right, he just need to follow the map that the tracking system, the delivery fleet management system tells him to go, like where to go. He can just blindly follow. So similarly for sales, if I have a new salesperson, I just give him the CRM system. The CRM should be able to tell him like which customers he needs to follow up on, and need to service the customer based on the inquiries. Yeah.
Okay, but these are you mentioned the fleet management system and the CRM, but these are systems that are already implemented, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
So will you say like what other areas still need to be digitalized? Will you say?
CRM is not a full one right now. It is not integrated with our ERP or other processes. Yeah.
Oh, as in having the full integration of the ERP lah. Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So actually, as a follow-up to one of the questions that my teammate asked, is that you mentioned you all rely on external solution providers, right, as opposed to in-house R&D.
Yes.
So in dealing with like some of the pain points, like pain points that y'all have had with the external solution providers, what are some of the considerations that have resulted in you guys choosing the expertise of these vendors?
I think when we sign a service agreement with those vendors, there is in a way continuity in the project. Whereas for our case, if we put to develop it in-house, if the person leaves, right, then a lot of the customizations or the codes or everything is in a way tailored to that person. So it's very hard to have some form of continuity. And us being a distribution business, I think our primary focus should be on distribution and not into like software engineering and like all this app development. So it's actually a lot easier to just hire a company to set it up for us. Yeah.
But will you say that this ends up resulting in a higher cost? Since like
I
from
would
mention, like cost is like such a huge concern, wouldn't it be internal development or like maybe a hybrid model of both like internal development along with some external solution providers? Would that be better than having a full external rather than fully outsourcing it? lah?
It is also because now a lot of the solutions out there are on a SaaS model. So it's actually a lot cheaper to adopt solutions than to build in-house. So one example is the fleet management system. So we actually we already in a way transit to a newer platform, which previously, so I mentioned Xylem, right? It actually costs us about maybe $4,000 a month to maintain. But now on the new SaaS platform, I think our overall cost is about maybe $400 to $500. So it's actually justifiable to tap on this type of tools. Yeah. So for example, another example would be in the past when we needed website design services, we had to pay a marketing agency, let's say a $1,000 retainer and then X amount of dollars for product development. But now with Wix, right, I'm only paying like 17 Sing dollars a month to host and to keep the website running. Yeah. So because there's a significant drop in these type of platforms, in terms of the cost of ownership, then it is cheaper. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So actually, actually you've mentioned like because of all the outsourcing, actually I was wondering, is it more of a you approach your vendors with a problem and then you all discuss a solution through, or is it like you look for a solution that's already like out there on the market and then you all customize it towards your needs?
In the past, we used to customize a lot of solutions to our needs, but I think we realized that it's actually better to use things that are out of the box because it's a lot cheaper to adopt now. So one example is the e-commerce platform. The new one that we are going for, everything is out of the box. So there's very little customization as compared to our previous system where we customize so much. In the end, the system, a lot of the functions fail because of these customizations. Yeah, so those out of the box solutions, they have been proven to work. And there's in a way a track record, so we can pass it. Yeah.
So it's more of your find these solutions and then you try to adapt it to your needs.
If we will evaluate quite a number of companies before we make a decision. So like even this e-commerce thing that we're upgrading now, I think we spoke to over 10 different vendors before we identified the one that we want to work with. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So as like the kind of concluding question, when you all develop or adopt these solutions or generally form like a digital kind of ecosystem for your entire company, right? How much does security factor into it? Like, are y'all very concerned about security since it's not like a very like competitive industry? Does security really factor into your business decisions, like cyber security?
Right now, I think our IT guy takes care of that. It wouldn't really be a key consideration, but we do take like maybe do the minimum to cover the security part of things. Yeah. Can be better for sure.
Okay. I think that's it. Just ask if they got any other questions.
Y'all got any other questions that y'all want to?
I'm good.
No, I'm good.
You got anything to add?
Yeah, anything you just ask me over email, no problem.
All right, Ken. Do you have anything else that you want to add on for us, or if not, then yeah. If not, then thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you. All the best. Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.